Salve a tutti, siamo qui per Proiezioni Mentali. Abbiamo il grandissimo onore di intervistare Kelsey Grammer, che è uno degli attori americani più famosi della storia della televisione americana. Io cercherò di fare le domande sia in italiano che in inglese, mi perdonerete se farò qualche errore. Kelsey ha già detto che mi perdonerà, quindi andiamo avanti con la prima domanda. You have played one of the most important roles in history of American television. And ironically, very few people knew who you are in Italy. Would you like to introduce yourself to Italian audience?
Oh. Hello, Italy. I have played famously Frasier Crane on originally Cheers, and then my own show entitled Frasier, and now I'm promoting the show Boss, which is starting to air in Italy here.
Very few little presentation.
A little presentation, a little more.
Do you want to say a little more?
I won. It was a good show.
Okay.
Frasier was a great show, and I had great success with the character. Won 4 Emmys for Frasier, and have also just recently won a Golden Globe for this character, Boss, Tom Kane.
Okay, let's skip to another question. Okay. You are regularly present on television, on the show business from the 80s, and the things are really changed from the 80s to now.
Oh, yeah.
How you experienced that kind of change?
The basic change about television, what took place in the 80s actually was, and in the early 90s, Congress passed a law that changed the way television was taken to network, and all studios sold to the outlets, which were the NBC, CBS, ABC, basically originally, and then Fox Television came along. Is this too much detail?
No,
okay,
absolutely.
Fine. Okay, cool.
We like this.
So they deregulated what they did basically, and so what they ended up doing was allowed networks to create their own television shows, which had never happened before, and that ended up kind of exploding the old system, and we ended up at the same time more channels expanded. We ended up with satellite and cable, and they all started to make their own shows and their own networks. We ended up with TNT, TBS.
More channels,
more and more channels. We ended up with 300, so
opportunity.
suddenly 300 channels instead of 4. We're trying to make television. And
a lot of opportunity of new show.
New shows, less audience.
Yeah.
So that's the problem. To make a show work now is a little more daunting, a little more challenging. It has less success rate, honestly, in a strange way. But they do have to put something on television. So there's a lot more people working in television. There are fewer people making any money.
Yeah.
Which is okay.
According to that, what's in your experience works in the past and on TV that didn't work now?
Well, they're doing their best.
Talking about the comic.
Right. Yeah. They're doing their best to actually make television cheaply, because it's just too hard to have anything be successful and get a lot of eyeballs. Which is just the shorthand for viewers, and so in order to meet their budgets and then find advertisers, because it's still driven by advertising basically, or pay television, which still cable, HBO, stuff like that. But most of the cable channels now actually advertise as well, and the likelihood of having enough audience to justify the expense of a show is decreased by the fact that there's so much more television. So the programming changed. It's cheaper. They try to find, they lift from a lot of different places. They do a lot of, reality shows became very popular because, you can get people for nothing, and, it doesn't, it's just people behaving badly.
And people
oddly
like
enough,
to see
scripted.
People that behave badly and hurt each
Yeah,
other.
they love it. Yeah, so that's our new. They say, a lot of people say that's our new comedy. That's basically reality shows. We have recently witnessed a few more scripted comedies coming back, and traditional ones, what we call multi-cameras, which are like the old shows like Cheers and Frasier and Seinfeld. That's a couple more of those happening. So.
And what will you say to try to convince me and the Italian audience to see your new show?
Oh, it's good.
Oh no, you must explain more.
I'll explain more. It's
You are the boss.
Tom Kane is the boss. He is the mayor of Chicago.
It's like Donald Trump?
No, not like Donald Trump. He's a bit more like maybe Machiavelli.
Oh.
He's a seasoned chess player in a political realm, but he's also a brutal fighter. He is not so much with his hands, although I believe he actually would do combat. He is a mental giant in terms of manipulating people, and his political savvy, his sense of being 4 or 5 or even 6 moves ahead of everybody else is what has secured him his place in history, at least his local history. He is obsessed with power.
Yeah. And
this is all very Italian, isn't it?
No, it's inspired by someone real.
No, it's not inspired by anybody real, although a lot of guys want to think so. It's very funny, in Chicago, we have some really bad characters in our show. And when we sit in Chicago, we shoot in Chicago 4 months out of the year. And we'll be at dinner, having a cast meal or whatever, and a person will walk up and say to somebody, you play me. And I think to myself, why would anybody say that? You can't possibly be proud of that. So we've had a lot of fun. The show is very popular in Chicago itself. They love their city and they love their corruption.
And what do you think the character of Fraser psychologically?
Would think of Tom Kane?
Yeah.
I think he'd admire him in some ways because he is such a. This guy says, will never refuse to fight. He will always fight. Okay. He never capitulates, and I find that fascinating. I think Fraser would too. Fraser is a guy that always keeps up.
Tom Kane?
Like him, no, but admire maybe.
And vice versa? What would Kane think about Fraser?
Kane would think I don't have the time.
Okay, because too much
It's just you waste my time.
So I have a last question.
Yes.
Are the issue with the Butch Simpson solved?
They'll only be solved when Bart is dead.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
You were very kind and good luck with your new show. Grazie a tutti per averci seguito. Kelsey Grammer, if you wanna say hello to our fans, you're allowed.
Hello, grazie.
And like Telespala Bob, please.
Yeah, you want to do Sasha Bob?
Yeah.
Okay, let me see. Well, goodbye, Bob.